Hi friends, we are back with Rodrick Rules, the second book in the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series. We left off on Wednesday. Ever since Mom assigned the dishes to me and Rodrick, Dad's been going down to the furnace room after dinner to work on his miniature Civil War battlefield. Dad spends at least 3 hours a night down there working on that thing. I think Dad would be happy to spend the whole weekend working on his battlefield, but Mom has other plans for him. Mom likes to rent these romantic comedies and she makes Dad watch them with her, but I know Dad is just waiting for the first chance to break away and go back to the basement. So it looks like he's thinking about it. Whenever Dad can't be down in the furnace room, he makes sure to keep us kids away from it. Dad won't let me or Rodrick go near his battlefield because he thinks we're going to mess something up. And earlier today, I overheard Dad say something to Manny to make sure he didn't go poking around back there either. I think I just heard some grunting noises coming from the furnace room. He's trying to trick Manny. Saturday. Riley came over to my house today. Dad doesn't like it when Riley comes over because Dad always says Riley is accident prone. I think it's because this one time Riley was eating dinner here and he dropped the plate and broke it. So now Dad has this idea that Riley is going to ruin his whole Civil War battlefield in one klutzy move. So they think that's what's going to happen. Whenever Riley comes over to my house these days, he gets the same greeting. The basement is off limits. Yes, sir. Riley's dad doesn't like me either. That's why I don't go over to his house much anymore. The last time I spent the night at Riley's, we watched this movie where some kids taught themselves a secret language that no grown-ups could understand. Bork, beagle, booger, bork. Translation, at exactly 2:30 p.m., let's all drop our books on the floor. Me and Riley thought that was pretty cool, and we tried to figure out how to talk in the same language the kids were using in the movie. But we couldn't really get the hang of it, so we just made up our own secret language. Then we tried it out at dinner. Your pa, da pa, smells pa like pa, a woman pa. He 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 he. I don't think it's that secret. But Riley's dad must have cracked our code because I ended up getting sent home before dessert, and I haven't been invited to spend the night at Riley's ever since. When Riley came over to my house today, he brought a bunch of pictures from his trip with him. He said the best part of his vacation was when they went on a river safari, and he showed me all these blurry pictures of birds and stuff. Now I've been to the Wild Kingdom amusement park a bunch of times, and they have this river rapids ride where they have these awesome robot animals like gorillas and dinosaurs. If you ask me, Riley's parents should have just saved their money and taken him there instead. Did you see any sharks fighting giant tarantulas on your safari? No, and sharks don't fight tarantulas. Well, at Wild Kingdom they do. But of course, Riley didn't want to hear about my experiences, so he just gathered up his pictures and went back home. Tonight after dinner, Mom made Dad watch one of those movies she rented, but Dad really wanted to work on his Civil War battlefield. When Mom got up to go to the bathroom, Dad stuffed a bunch of pillows under the blankets on his side of the bed to make it look like he was still asleep. Mom didn't find out about Dad's decoy until after the movie was over. She made Dad come to bed even though it was only 8:30. And now Manny sleeps in bed with Mom and Dad because he's afraid of the monster that lives in the furnace room. The made-up monster. Tuesday. I thought I was done hearing about Riley's trip, but I was wrong. Yesterday, our social studies teacher asked Riley to tell the class all about his vacation, and today he came to school wearing these ridiculous costumes. But what was even worse was when some girls came up to Riley at lunch and started kissing his butt. Will you tell us more about your trip? See. Heh. Greg is jealous of him. But then I realized maybe there wasn't such a bad thing after all. So I started parading Riley around the cafeteria because after all, he is my best friend. Riley here just got back from South Dakota, South America. Whatever. Saturday. Dad has been taking me to the mall every Saturday for the past few weeks. At first, I thought it was because he wanted to spend more time with me, but then I realized he's just making sure he's out of the house for Rodrick's band practices, which I can totally understand. Rodrick and his heavy metal band practice in the basement on weekends. The lead singer of the band is this guy named Bill Walter, and me and Dad bump into Bill on the way out of the door today. Morning, Mr. Heffley. Bill doesn't have a job, and he still lives with his parents even though he's 35 years old. I'm pretty sure Dad's worst fear is that Rodrick is going to see Bill as some kind of role model and that Rodrick will want to follow in Bill's footsteps. So whenever Dad sees Bill, it just puts him in a bad mood for the rest of the day. The reason Rodrick invited Bill to be in his band was because Bill got voted most likely to be a rock star when he was in high school. He looks the same. That hasn't really worked out for Bill yet, and I think I heard Anna Renterham is in prison. I don't think she can get mad at me for butchering her name. Anyway, me and Dad went to the mall for a few hours today, but when we got back, Rodrick's band practice wasn't over yet. You could hear the guitars and drums from a block away, and there were a bunch of random teenagers hanging out in our driveway. I guess they must have heard the music coming out of the basement and got drawn to it, sort of like how moths get drawn to lights. When Dad saw all these teenagers in the driveway, he totally freaked out. Dad ran inside to call the cops, but Mom stopped him before he could dial 911. Mom said those teenagers weren't doing any harm and that they were just appreciating Rodrick's music, but I don't even know how she could say that with a straight face. And if you ever heard Rodrick's band, you know what I mean. Dad couldn't relax with those teenagers out in our driveway, so Dad went upstairs and got his boombox, and then he put classical music CD in and let it play, and you would not believe how quickly they cleared out after all that. Dad was pretty proud of himself for thinking that one up, but Mom accused him of getting rid of Rodrick's fans on purpose. What, I can't enjoy my music too? Alright, well, we find out what kind of trouble they get in on Sunday. It doesn't look good. See you guys then.